Something I wasn't so sure about as well was Little Dark Age by MGMT, their new album. First one since 2013's MGMT, which just for a little context, MGMT dropped Oracular Spectacular back in 2007, and they broke out with Time to Pretend, Kids, Electric Feel. That album just had hit after hit on it. And then their next two albums were basically just became like way more psychedelic, moved away from like the poppiness that made their first album so big, to the point where 2013's MGMT only got 4% of the plays that Oracular Spectacular has. 4% of that. That's really, really bad. So they took 5 years, had a hiatus, came back. MGMT is back, dude. This album.
You're a fan?
Oh, I am a huge fan of this album. I think it's probably, it blew away my expectations for what I thought I'd find maybe 2 or 3 songs I liked. There were probably like 5 or 6 on this album that I go back to and I'm like, this is a really fun song to listen to. But knowing that, I know that you like Time to Pretend, you like some of their bigger hits. What did you think of this MGMT album?
Yeah, so I definitely think it's their second best album. I think like if you listen to all 4 of their albums back to back to back, it's like you have the highs of Reckless Spectacular, which is a pretty quick listen, but has very few lulls, right? And then, like you said, Congratulations and Self-Titled, they just kind of dip down, especially Self-Titled, which it's not that it's bad per se, but it's just not as lively and it's not very similar to what they do. And because it's not like standout great, that difference is very jarring. So getting back to Little Dark Age, which is, I don't think it's like a Oracular Spectacular. I think it's still like more like emo-y, you know?
Sure.
Like, I think the subject matter of the title track definitely gets into that. But yeah I think sonically it's much more fun to listen to. And it was an easy listen.
Even like Oracular Spectacular, like the songs that are popular off that, like the lyrics aren't like super upbeat. They've always been kind of emo and like been talking about some dark stuff. But I think what they did well with those songs, they package it in a way that people actually want to hear these messages and talk about it. Like you think about what's the track on this one? I think it's When You Die. You know, it's a song that's basically like thinking about suicide and like how dying wouldn't be so bad, but they package it in a way where it's like almost fun and like chipper, and it's like this message comes across as something that I'd listen to and probably dance to at a music festival.
Right.
I really thought one of the things they did well with this too was they really like experimented throughout the album with just like different sounds to see what worked. Like probably my favorite song off the album is James, which the way that they sing and they go about like the beat and the sonics of James are so different than probably my second favorite song off this, which is Me and Michael, which is such like a glittery like 80s pop song, which I really enjoyed both. And then you think about probably their best instrumental piece, which is Days That Got Away. And it's just like there's so many different sounds, but they execute them all pretty well. If I had to like rate this like your boy Fantano does, I'd probably give it like a solid like 8.5, or was it say like a solid B?
Soft 8.
Yeah, a soft like 8 high, something like that. Whatever he does. Really enjoyed this album.
Yeah, I like the song TS Lamp, Time Spent Looking at My Phone. As soon as I started listening to it, I was like, the instrumental is sampling some other beat. I cannot place it, but I swear I've heard that before. So
it almost sounded like there's a part, it might be in that one, where they almost like steal something. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting confused with the Franz Ferdinand album. There's a part on a Franz Ferdinand album that like samples a Michael Jackson or has like a Michael Jackson twist to it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't place it either, but I was like, I know this is a Michael Jackson song. I did notice that these guys hate technology. Like she works out too much. It's basically like a fucking social commentary on dating apps. And then they're like, oh yeah, time spent looking at my phone. Like they literally wrote a whole song about how it's a horrible thing. It's like, all right, guys, chill out a little bit.
Oh, it was that song. It officially samples Stranger in Moscow by Michael Jackson.
Ah, okay.
There
you go.
Yeah, but oh wow, you hate 2018. Thanks. Understood.
I know. Meanwhile, like the only way people are actually listening to this are just from Spotify. No one's buying your fucking record. Were there any other songs that really stuck out to you? I think I'm probably gonna add James to the Spotify playlist.
No, I mean I think you nailed them all. Again, it's only 10 tracks, quick listen, 45
Yeah,
minutes, but yeah,
definitely.
no, I think it has few low points. Definitely nice to see them return to form. I want to see what they actually do with that though, because they've been a reclusive duo. You know, 4 albums in 11 years is not bad at all. But they don't do any features, which is relatively common for indie artists. But the only time they've been featured is on "Pursuit of Happiness" by Kid Cudi, which was a long time ago. You know, so at the same time, they're making mad guap off fucking samples, and you know, like "Time to Pretend" is in so many movies.
Exactly.
Electric Feel. I mean, Frank Ocean killed that. Nostalgia Ultra. Kids has been on everyone's song. So yeah,
it'll be, if you catch them at a festival, it'll be interesting. I saw them in 2013, 2013, right after they dropped their last album, and it was like the most disappointing festival show I've been to, because they were so like, it was so trancy and like disengaged, and even when they played "Time to Pretend," it felt like there's no energy behind it, and I was like, wow, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
But this album is so much different than their last two that I wonder if it will bring them back to like like a premier festival band. Definitely be interesting to see.